All right, we're live.
I'm not recording. Oh.
Hold on. I have to
Wait, let
check.
me delete. I cannot.
No,
I cannot. I OCD. I'm gonna delete.
to check to see if there's a temporary file that gets started in videos. I'm so paranoid after episode 1 that it's not saved. All right, we're back.
Welcome
We're
back.
back. Welcome. This is episode 3. It is Tuesday night. We're after work. How are you?
I'm okay. I ate something really yummy earlier, but very simple and healthy. What about you?
I had ABC soup, which all my fellow Malaysians will know what that is. Alright, shall I start with today's story?
Yes.
Alright.
Yes, please.
Mine is from Concerned Mom 000. Am I the a-hole for telling my husband that he is being a bad father to our son by favoring our daughter over our son because of school grades? Hi, my heart's been a bit heavy all day, and I wanted to know if I was in the wrong. My husband and I have been married for 16 years, and we have a 15-year-old son and a 12-year-old daughter. My husband has always placed a high premium on book smarts. I know this because when I was first pregnant and relatives had asked whether we were hoping for a boy or a girl, he had joked at that time that he didn't care about the child's gender as long as they were intelligent. It was a joke and I probably found it amusing at the time, but it's seared in my mind and I bring it up to him when we argue about the following issues. Our son gets average scores in school when it comes to science and math. He scores well in English, and that is his only 80% mark. In the others, it's middling scores. He's a great kid and he does try, and my husband used to sit with him too, but he just struggles with it. My daughter, on the other hand, is consistently top of her class. My husband and her bond over studies, and they're really close, which I obviously like. Who wouldn't want their husband to be close to their daughter? But he's just become a bit aloof and distant now when it comes to our son. He'll want to go to school for her parent teacher meetings, but for his, I'm the only one who goes. Even though I said that his is more important because there's actual criticism, for my daughter it's just the teacher saying how great she is. This partially has been seeping into other stuff too. If it's a grocery run, it's her, he'll ask her to accompany him. If he's watching a show or documentary, it's her he'll ask to stay up with him. I hate saying
Mm.
this, but sometimes I get a bit uncomfortable with their closeness. It's coming at the expense of his relationship with my son. Earlier this week, both of them got some test marks back. Hers was 100, his was 72. I told her we'll tell daddy over the weekend about her mark as a surprise, just because I didn't want the comparisons to be drawn. Although when I told him about this, his was nonchalant, which in a way hurt more. Today, when she shared her test, he lavished her with praise and took her out for lunch. Later, I told him all this probably makes our son feel bad. He said I was imagining things and this was just a treat for her for having done well. I told him it wasn't just this. He'd totally become distant with him as if he only had a daughter, and that he was being a bad father by doing so. He took offense to that and said I was very wrong for that, and he's a father to both and has his own dynamics with each kid. I couldn't really take the conversation any further because he was stuck on what I said. Am I the a hole?
Uh, Absolutely not. I don't know. I don't feel like she's the a-hole. The OP is the mom, right?
Yeah, OP's the mom.
Hell nah. I feel like she's really trying to strike that balance. It doesn't, although I don't know how she treats her daughter, it doesn't sound
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know if like because of the way her husband treats her, she might distance herself from the daughter in order to compensate it to her son,
Yes,
which I'm worried about.
I feel that too. I feel that too because like sometimes like I see I see my husband like I feel like he's spoiling the dog a bit more. So like for that day I don't really talk to the dog and I talk to the cats a bit more. I feel like it's somewhat of that dynamic.
Yeah, that's that balance, you know. off topic a little bit. You know, like when I was younger, my dad treats me better than he treats my brother. Of course, understandably in my situation. He's known me longer, and by the time he's met my brother, he didn't get to like bond with my brother as much before the divorce. But he would treat me better when he like came and give us like ang pao or whatever. He would always make sure I'm the one collecting it, and like if my brother's home, he'd be like, "Never mind, I'll come another time." It's weird. And my mother always say like being a parent, the father always tends to like spoil the daughter more. So that's why the mother have to be the balance and take care of the son, which feels a bit off because if you it still feels a bit like unbalanced to me. Like I always felt like why is she so unfair? Like why is my mom always nicer to my brother, but I might not have realized that my dad's nicer to me back then.
You know what? That's true because like obviously I've left home since I was 16 to come to Australia to study. So what I heard from my stepmom is that when her and my dad fight, he likes to draw comparisons between me and my brother. And I have a large age gap with my brother. Like he just turned, I believe he's 12. So he just turned 12. I'm turning 26. And my dad compares me to my brother even though like we're like literally a decade apart. But he every time he fights with my stepmom, he says like, "Oh, my daughter has never done this when she was young," or like, "She would never get this wrong," or like, she's never like disobedient like this and stuff like that. But as a kid, I always remember my dad reprimanding me and scolding me and getting me in trouble. So I don't know why, now that I'm gone, he suddenly thinks that I'm like, the poster
The
child.
best kid.
Yeah, it's like, where is this coming from? Because I remember he used to take away my phone and laptop and used to ground me all the time. So I don't know, maybe it is something like that.
It's always like that. I feel like my mom's not wrong in saying that like most of the time the father always favors the daughter more than the son. But at the same time, it's weird. It's weird. It's really weird dynamic because as a kid, all you see is that one parent is a good parent and the other parent hates you. That's all you see.
Yeah, yeah. And when you have two siblings, you can always see the other parent try to compensate a little bit more for the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And then it becomes like it just keeps going because like oh the father will feel like well you're the one favoring our son trying to like be so nice to him so of course I gotta do something for our daughter.
I don't know if it works that way. See, it's like if your mom sees that your dad's treating you better, she'll automatically treat your brother better. But
Well, I feel like
I
it's
don't know if
female.
I don't know if it's a reverse thing. Like if your mom treats your brother better, will your dad see that and be like, I gotta step up.
Maybe
I don't
not.
know. Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think it only works when you're the daughter and you're favorite and then mom steps in to favor your brother. I think that's usually the dynamic.
You know what? Yeah, I think it's only the mom that will realize that like oh one's being treated unfairly, let me treat the other one better.
Yeah, but also I feel like mom's reading a little bit into this, right? Because look, the brother is 15, the daughter just turned 12. Like you're studying like different things. Like I was doing great when I was in, primary school, and when I reached high school, that's where my grades dropped.
You know what? The fact that she is a daughter and she's the younger child might have something to do
Yes.
with it. And the fact that he's 15, now that you're reminding me of that,
Yeah, I mean like I don't know, like she's talking about like him getting average scores in science and math, but I'm gonna be so real with you. When I was in high school, I had no idea what was happening in science and math. Like,
yeah, same. You know I failed maths, girl, you know.
yeah, like don't ask me about biology, physics, chemistry. I don't know any of that.
I feel like there's nothing wrong with like um being proud of your child that's coming home with like hundreds, like 100 marks, like 100 scores. At the same time,
Yeah.
if the other one is like giving you average and you just, you know, you don't go the extra mile to reward them, that's fine, you know? Plus, yeah, you know what? Honestly, I think that both her son and daughter is already doing better than me when I was in high school, so I have nothing to say about their scores.
Yeah, so like honestly, I don't think this is an issue right now, but if the daughter turns 15 and has like average marks in science, then the dad shouldn't take her out for lunch.
Yes.
Like
But what did she say?
standards for
Something about
all.
groceries?
Yeah, so apparently, if the husband goes out to like buy groceries, he would ask the daughter to go, and he wouldn't offer the same to the son. Or if he was like staying up to watch something like a documentary, he'll ask the daughter to stay up with him, but not the son. And she said that she gets a bit uncomfortable at the closeness because of the expense of the relationship with the son.
I don't know if there's a little bit of like, oh, why is he so close to the daughter at play here? In terms of, you know how like some wives still get jealous
Jealous,
after
right?
some
Yeah,
time
I
over
was
their
I was
own
gonna say
child.
that, but it feels
She
weird
sounds a
for
little
me.
jealous.
It feels a bit weird for me to say that comment though, just because I don't know
Yeah,
what
I
their
know.
dynamic
I didn't
is.
want to say it, but I was like, it just. But the thing is, right? Like grocery runs and watching a show, if I take into consideration their age, maybe like I don't know how long it has been that he's been doing this. You know, like oh, bringing the daughter out for grocery runs, watching a movie. Maybe recently, maybe when they were younger, he used to ask the son. You know, she didn't really give
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
too much
yeah.
background. But I feel like the younger child will be more keen to spend time with you, and at the age of 15, he's gonna wanna like do his own thing. So maybe the dad's just like, well, he's a big boy now. He wants to play games or whatever. I'll let him do his thing. I'll just ask the daughter to go with me. Plus, I have a brother. Okay, I have a brother, and whenever we do like grocery runs or whatever, as a female, I will be like, let me help you. Why don't we take this? How about this? Like, actually engage in the activity or whatever it is. Meanwhile, my brother, are you done yet? Can we go home?
No, I totally get that because like even at the age, like I think at age 14 is when I stopped opting into family events. Like, if my parents go to church on the weekends, like 14 was the age where I stopped going every Sunday, so they just left me at home. So at 15 years old, I don't know if I would be keen to go grocery shopping. Like now that I stay at home more often as an adult, I'm like, okay, this sounds exciting. I want to do this. But as a 15-year-old, I definitely just wanted to stay home and play games.
Yeah.
Even now at my old age of 26, I am still having to drag my husband out. I'm like, okay, let's go get some groceries. Like,
Yeah, I think men generally
yeah.
like at that age, especially like boys. I also call them boys because he's still like not of age. But men and boys are generally less keen on those kind of things. Like if the show or documentary doesn't interest them, they're not gonna sit there and bond with you. They're just gonna be like, I'm gonna go do my own thing.
Yeah, by the
Not
way,
interested.
just to give some context, when she said boy, she's not talking about my husband. I am not married to an underage boy. My husband is
About OP's son, the fact
yes,
that he's 15.
my husband is turning 29. He's not a boy. I'm not dating underage. That was
When did I give that misunderstanding?
because when I was talking about it, you were like, boys. I just had to put it out there in case there was misunderstandings.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know. Mom is definitely not the a-hole. Like, there's gotta be check and balance. Like I said, if I notice my dog's treated a little better today, I'll treat the cat better.
Yeah, I think a mom's trying her best to strike a balance.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know like how she's treating the kids. I don't know how her personal feeling is like. I feel like we don't have enough background and context for it. We only have like this little bit. Maybe she's just realized recently, maybe the past couple of months, who knows, which would be valid for you to start feeling like, oh, why is it like this? You know, it's been a few months and then post about it.
Yeah, what I am curious though is that we sort of like said that the dad's thing was fine, right? But I'm curious to see what you think that he's going to his daughter's like parent teacher meeting but not going to his son's parent teacher meeting.
That like I said, I'm not sure. Like I feel like I'm so sorry. Let me just disclaimer. I'm not. I'm not here being like, oh, I'm a feminist or whatever. I feel like there's gonna be some guys out there who's gonna be offended that I said this earlier, where I think some men just treats daughters better than sons. I don't know why, and it's just something I observe in the Asian family. Like, although the most of the parents always focus on the son, the father always like treats the daughter slightly better. Like, you know how in our previous episode we talked about the money, where the father was the only one that actually gave like a fair resolution?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So it might just be that, like dad's being like, I'm gonna go to my daughter's one. I just want to treat the daughter better, or whatever. I do feel a bit weird about it in the sense that he needs to learn to balance. Like, she needs to talk to him, like one-to-one conversation. Hey, you have to go to our son's parent teacher. You can't just keep only wanting to go to the daughter's one. Our son feels neglected, things like
Mm.
that. Our son needs a dad too. I feel like somewhere in the post she's probably tried to communicate with him, but that's marriage, guys. You don't stop if it fails. Try again.
Yeah, and in the whole story, she didn't actually say that the son was upset about any of this. Like, it could
It's
be
more like
when,
she's upset,
yeah, yeah, she's upset. So it could be like dad's trying to connect with the son, but the son doesn't want to go out and doesn't want to do things, and she doesn't
so he
know
gave
about
up.
it. Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
valid point.
because I only saw she only has one other comment here. So,
Mm-hmm.
there's a commenter to her post that says, "Do they do anything together outside of rewards or praise for academics? If not, then yeah, he's being a bad dad. And if that keeps up, he can expect to start seeing real problems soon, as the boy is hitting the age where he's going to need some more male validation. If he isn't getting it from his own father, he's going to start seeking it elsewhere. Hopefully, he finds it somewhere good like a job where the boss really helps him learn, but it could also come from bad people and he could get involved in some bad stuff. At his age, my father was never around, and when he was, it was telling me how terrible I was. I turned to drugs and drug dealers for my validation, and it was only by the grace of God I made it out of that life. Pray your son doesn't have to go through the same thing." And OP commented, "They used to. Now he does them with her. Little errands that had to be run, even things like going to the meat shop. His first port of call is her, and she's almost always up for it. I'm struggling to think of one to one stuff between them now. When they go to the park, he does ask my son to come along sometimes, but always with a daughter, so that's not one on one either. What's your take?"
I don't know. Well, you give me your take first.
Well, I'll give you my take. The guy who made this comment was basically like saying if there's no male figure in your life, you're gonna turn to drugs or try to like seek out from a boss. It's like what way to discount all the single moms out there, right? Like he's at the age
My
where he
mom's a
needs
single mom.
right, like he's at the age where he needs a father figure. It's like, come on, really? So
Okay, you know what? I'm so sorry for interrupting you, but you know the online trend?
which trend?
Guys raised by their dads versus guys raised by their moms.
No, I don't know the trend, but I sort of know. I
Oh,
sort of get the idea.
basically, they're like raised by their dads, they're fun, rowdy, etc. And they're like guys raised by their moms, quiet, sensitive, hot, quiet.
Yeah, so I kind of like, I don't know, man. The comment of this being like that, and that being the only comment the mom replied to is quite telling. Like
I feel like she's on Reddit trying to find people to validate her.
yeah, because I mean, like, look, like that comment itself is wrong principally because just because you're a guy doesn't mean you need a father figure to raise you. Like, your mom could do that and even more. And the fact that she went to reply to this comment and say that, I'm struggling to think of one to one stuff that they do together. It's like,
What are they supposed to do? Take a shit together?
yeah, like what do you want them to do? Like, unless she wants them to do like traditionally very like guy things, like go fishing, go hunting, cars and sports. it's like you know your husband is an academic person. He likes to read. He likes to study. He likes to do intellectual things. And you know your son isn't much up for this. So they don't have the same interests. So what are they supposed to do to spend one-on-one time together?
Yeah, true. You can't, especially at a teenage age, you can't force them to do things with you.
Mm,
You can't really
exactly.
force them. The more you force them, the more they're gonna resent you. Like, I said no, like, why are you gonna make me do it?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I feel like it's a bit telling. And the fact that she named her account concerned mom 000.
You think about it, right? What if the dad had gone to the son's room on his own without the mom's witness? Be like, hey, son, you wanna go do this with me? And he's like, nah. And okay. Then the mom sees him asking the daughter to go, and then she's like, wow.
Yeah, funnily enough, the only other comments, she only has two comments. So the only other comment she
Huh?
replied to said that she's a little bit of an a-hole, diminishing her daughter's accomplishment to make her son feel better. And she said, I hated myself for telling my daughter to wait on telling him about it too. But in that moment, I just thought he needed the security of not having comparisons drawn more.
There's two things. First of all, context. Context. Like, does the husband often do that? Does father often do that? Like, oh hey, you see how good your sister's doing, but like there's no way to compare because she's studying a lower level and he's studying like a higher level now. Who knows if she's gonna suddenly like start getting average score when she gets there, and then like I don't know.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, I do think she's wrong as well to tell the daughter to hold off on telling her dad about her score. Like,
I think the
imagine,
daughter would have been excited to share.
yeah, exactly. You're a kid, you're 12, you just got 100 in math, and you're not allowed to tell dad about it.
I would be upset. I'd be like, the I got 100 and I have to wait just cause you want Big Brother to share his score first.
Right? Like, it's a
Hmm.
little bit
Hmm.
sus.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think
Hmm.
she's a soft a-hole, but I think she's just trying to balance out the, how do you say, like the dynamic.
Guys, we need to understand. First of all, we're not parents, and a lot of the people on the internet who's replying might not really be parents. It's a very hard balance
Hold on,
to
speak for
raise
yourself.
kids
I am a parent.
of animals.
Yeah, I have three cats and one dog. They're like my kids.
I mean of humans,
Nah,
human parents.
nah. I'm a parent.
Okay.
No, I
Okay,
seriously,
mommy.
seriously. I told you I have parental feelings. Like when I say my husband treats the dog better, I'll treat the cats better that day. Like that's the parent feeling. So in this story, I relate to it a lot. Like, am I going to be the a-hole? Maybe I will.
I don't think the thing is you have to understand, or not to say you have to understand, but I feel like that's how I see it. My perspective is that as a parent trying to find that balance when you feel like there is an imbalance, I wouldn't consider that being an a-hole. Yeah, maybe the method used might not have been like the best, or the choices the mom made might not have been the best, but she's trying to strike that balance to make sure that both her kids are equally like, equally loved, and there's no like favoritism going on, and it's hard to find that balance. Even you feel bad, ignoring your dog for the day because you feel like kind of loving on that dog a bit more or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, look, the grass always looks greener on the other side, but lady, your husband could be beating your son's and could be not rewarding your daughter for doing great. It's always going to be worse.
Yeah. I really think that she already has a pretty decent family. It's not like the son's failing his school. He's
Right?
doing well. I mean, average is well. I would rather have kids that's working hard on their own and able to pass all their exams, even though they're not the best. Maybe a little bit of encouragement would help. But then have a kid that's constantly failing, like me.
Yeah, I mean, like, how many friends do we know that get punished when they don't pass their exams? Yeah, I think this is a good, like, the dad might not reward him, but at least he's not punishing him.
Yeah, like you can just give him a reward yourself. Go have lunch with your son then,
Yeah, no one's
like
stopping you from taking him out for lunch.
yeah, I'm sure he'll feel fine. At 15, he should have like a little bit of logic developing in that brain where you be like, okay, I know your sister got to go out for lunch because she got 100, but I think you did very well in your English, so why don't I take you out for lunch?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
there's like a better balance.
Exactly. All right, next story. Would you like to tell us about yours?
Hmm, might be a little stinky. This is from Yeah, yeah, okay, great. Am I the a hole? My boyfriend kicked me out of the shower to poop. Got home from work today and told my boyfriend I was gonna take a quick shower. As soon as I put shampoo in my hair, he comes in and is like, I'm so sorry, but you have to leave right now. I gotta go. I respond, dude, no, I just closed the shower curtain and you can go. To which he responds, are you serious? You gotta get out. To which I'm like, dude, are you seriously asking me to get out of the shower right now? Background, we've lived together for 2+ years and pretty comfortable with each other, but definitely not to the point of pooping in front of each other. He has IBS, so when he's gotta go, he's gotta go. We also live in a coda place that is heated with a wooden stove, sorry. And I hadn't gotten the fire going yet, so was just standing freezing and dripping and shampoo hair outside the bathroom waiting for him to poop. That is obviously not that big of a deal, but like, am I crazy thinking that it's a wild ass to make your partner leave mid shower so you can take a dump? Hmm. I almost swore, almost had to edit it out, but I controlled myself.
Wait,
What do you think?
who is she asking if it's the a-hole? Her or her boyfriend?
I think she's asking if she's the a-hole for thinking that it's fine to pull together, maybe.
I don't know. I feel like there's no a-holes here. Like, let's be real. Let's so be real right now. First of all,
I was, guys, just for context, I'm so sorry. Just for context, I don't read before I record because I wanna like have that surprise factor too. I saw the title and I was like, hee hee, yes, hee hee.
first of all, why is she talking about the stuff in the context of poop? Like, I don't want to know about your stove, but I don't think there's any a-holes here. Like, don't you have a toilet separate to your bathroom?
Well, let's assume they don't.
And she's currently washing her hair halfway.
She's just put the shampoo in. He's got IBS. He cannot hold his poopy poop, and he's gone in and kicked her out, dripping wet.
Okay, this is what you do. You get the soap off your body and you wrap yourself in the towel and you get the hell out of there.
I feel like you don't have to shower while he's taking his dump.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You just get the soap off your body, you leave the shampoo in your hair, and you wrap yourself in the towel. You get out of there for 5 minutes, you pretend you're conditioning your hair, and then you go back in 5 minutes later to finish off.
You know what? That's fair.
Right?
Because
Like,
the boyfriend
there's.
is not comfortable with you being there, but I'm sure like since he's asking you to get out and not just like picking you up
Yeah, and
and
look,
moving your body out there.
I'm not saying that you always have to do this, but he has a condition. He has IBS and he cannot control it. So you might as well let him use the toilet because you don't want to be cleaning his up.
Maybe you don't mind smelling that stank, but maybe he minds letting you smell that stank.
Yeah, we don't know about that, but there's no a-holes here.
I wouldn't want someone to smell my
No, yeah,
poop.
exactly. There's no a there's no a-holes here. Would you agree?
You know what? You're right. There's no a-hole. He's
Yeah,
asking her.
conclusive.
He's making it clear. She should. But you're right. I'm pretty sure he'd be fine if like, okay, I'll get out in a minute. Just let me wash the shampoo
Yeah,
off my
one
head.
minute. 1 minute.
You can start your poop. I know you are not comfortable, but I will get out. Let me wash the shampoo off my head.
Exactly.
No a-hole. But okay, wait. There's one more comment. I haven't read it. I just know that she has a comment and I want to
Mhm.
read. There's two things I want to say after this. Well, y'all, this has been a wild ride. Thanks for the input. The spectrum of experience and comfort with pooping in front of each other is extremely varied, lol. I really just posted this because I was so surprised at how differently my partner and I reacted to the situation and wanted to see what other people thought. As it turns out, people just seem to feel wildly different about this scenario. Wouldn't be my first choice to poop in front of a partner, but absolutely do it over kicking them out of the shower. But that's just me. Everyone's entitled to their own boundaries around privacy. Gonna buy extra towels and a big bathrobe for next time, lol.
Yeah,
P.S.
exactly. Put on a
P.S.
towel.
Boyfriend was so sweet about it, lit candles in the bathroom when he left and got the fire going for me because he owed me warmth when I got out. Oh, the boyfriend was so sweet. There's no a-hole.
Yeah, no a-holes here.
Also, a moderator comment 3 days ago. I wouldn't. I don't know what about this thread led so many people of you to lose it. This thread is now locked due to an excess of rule violations. I don't read. I don't read all the comments. I'm not about to go in that rabbit hole. I don't know how long I'll be spending here. But what rule violations could they be talking about regarding poop?
All
I'm
right.
sorry, it's just funny. I'll let you tell your next story. Go ahead.
Yeah, so mine's from opposite bug 2034. Am I the a-hole for giving the babysitter a bonus when my kid needs football shoes? So all my themes today are about bad fathers. So she says, I'm a single mom to three kids, Jonah 9, Elise 5, and Mila 3. I have a babysitter, Cameron, just gonna call them Cam, that picks up the kids every day and stays with them until I get home. She typically works 12 to 15 hours a week. Cam has a severe nut allergy. We have an EpiPen in the house for her, and the only tree nuts in this house is Nutella, which is a strictly weekend snack. The kids went to their dad's house last weekend, and I guess he packed them some trail mix in their lunch. When Cam was emptying out their lunch boxes, she had a reaction. She called me, and I couldn't have access to my phone at that time because I was at work. Then she called my neighbor and my boyfriend, our emergency contacts. Nobody picked up, so she packed the bag with her tablets, toys, snacks, and loaded the kids into the car and took them to the emergency room with her. Cam is totally fine. The kids were a little freaked out by the hospital, but when I eventually got there, they were all fed and entertained. I had her take the week off, paid, and sent her $250 bonus for having to deal with all that. I also told her to let me know how much the replacement EpiPen and the hospital bill ends up costing, and I'll cover it. The problem is that I had set aside 250 for Jonah, that's her 9-year-old kid. He started flag football, and that was supposed to cover his uniform, shoes, and any other expenses. I texted my ex and asked him to get Jonah his flag football uniform and shoes, but he refused since that's what he pays child support for. I told him that I don't have the money for it anymore since Cam had a medical emergency while on the clock due to her packing trail mix in her lunch. Oh, due to him packing trail mix in their lunches after I told him that she was allergic. He's upset that I'm sending his child support money to the babysitter when I knew my son needed shoes and is threatening to take me to court for misusing child support. I told him he's welcome to do that, but in the meantime, he either gets him the shoes and uniform or Jonah doesn't play in football. Now he's calling me out to be a bad mother to anyone that will listen because I want him to pay for his kids' activities for once. Am I the a hole?
No.
Right? No, she's
No,
not the
I'm
a hole.
sorry. I cannot find anything to call her an a-hole. In fact, I feel like she's a very sympathetic and compassionate person.
Also, also,
The
like,
dad sounds like an
yeah,
a-hole.
tell me if I'm wrong, but isn't child support for like food and yeah,
Necessities.
like the kids' football thing shouldn't be coming out of child support. This should be like split expenses between mom and dad.
Besides that, obviously, I remember using at the end that she told the dad that the babysitter has a severe nut allergy. Why would he do that?
Yes, why would he
Like,
send nuts?
why would he do that? And the babysitter gone out of her way, tried to reach out, couldn't reach out to anyone, gone out of her way to like, bring the kids to emergency room with
Yeah,
her, make sure
she
they're
could have gone
safe.
alone.
Yeah, she made sure they were safe and accounted for, and she went out of her way, bro. She's like a 10 out of 10 babysitter, and I feel like she deserved that bonus.
Right? Like,
But at the same time, right? At the same time, she has a boyfriend. Why can't she borrow money from him for a bit?
because these are not his kids.
But
Why
if he
should
wants to be with her,
Yeah, yeah, but okay, I get you, but these are not his kids. Like respectfully, if her husband has money, his idea of what child support is severely twisted. Like
yeah,
child
he's wrong.
Yeah, child support is for everyday issues. And you know what? Childcare falls under child support too. So paying the babysitter, that's child support money. Football uniform, that is not child support money. Like that's extras. He should be paying for those extras.
Yeah, the thing is, legally, what they pay for is just that. I don't know. I just feel like, I mean, I don't mean for her to be like, oh, boyfriend, can you pay for my kids' things? I mean, like, hey, boyfriend, can you just help me out now? I'll pay you back later. You know, worst case scenario, instead of being like, well, you pay or Jonah doesn't get to play flag football.
Now
I mean,
I
that's how
think
I
how she
feel.
did was right. Like I think how she
Of
did
course,
was right.
I know, like her making her stance with the ex-husband is good, is correct. I just feel like if it comes at the expense of her son completely not being able to play the football, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, but it's extracurricular. Like
True.
someone almost lost their life.
True, 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 true,
Like if it's football or life, I pick life. But also
true, true.
we don't know what her boyfriend's like financial situation is, right? But I'm just saying
Yeah, I agree.
if we are not married, I don't feel inclined to pay for your kids.
I feel like honestly, hmm, speaking from someone whose dad is not really in the picture,
Hmm.
he's in the picture but not really, like kind of like I live with my mom,
Yeah.
so, and my brother. So if you think about that, when I think about how like my dad paid bare minimum child support initially, but he still like Chinese New Year he would give us like a separate amount of money for like, hey, buy some New Year clothes like that. Then I kind of feel like everything you said is kind of like very valid. And if I think about that, even though personally I feel like my dad might not care as much about me, obviously compared to my mom, I
Yeah.
feel like this OP's ex-husband gives no poop about his kids at all, because if he cares and she's asking like just a little bit more for the kids, I feel like my dad would have been like, okay, fine. You know?
Yeah, yeah, because like that's only negative consequences if he doesn't give the 250. Like first of all, the babysitter might say she doesn't want to work for them anymore and they have to find a new person that they don't even know whether they can trust. Second of all, the babysitter
Ish.
could have like absolutely like sued him for like she clearly gave them her allergens and he knew about it and he still endangered her.
If this is America, babysitter, you can sue him.
I think it's America. Sounds
But
American.
the thing is, there's not really any evidence lah.
No, but you know, like if you caused this, you need to make amends. Like,
Yeah, I think the mom is definitely zero a hole. I just
Yeah.
feel like I don't know. The reason why I mentioned a boyfriend is just that's how I would have dealt with it personally. Maybe I just like if I could just borrow a little bit and still return it so that it's not like my boyfriend is paying for my kids. I'm just borrowing it for a bit, and if he like trusts me, he probably wouldn't mind, especially if I am someone that is like truthful and never like owes people money for too long and I'll always pay back. That's just maybe like how I would personally handle it, so that's how I felt like. But yeah, the dad, obviously, if best case scenario, the dad should be the one paying.
Yeah, look, her
I
last
know we have different
sentence,
view.
her last sentence was like, now he's calling me a bad mother to anyone that will listen because I want him to pay for his kids' activities for once. So that implies
I
that it's
I've
always out of child support.
yeah, I've been there, done that, like where my dad would like sing songs about how bad my mom was, blah blah blah, when like she's the only one putting in more work to actually pay for us and our education,
Mm-hmm.
our transportation, etc., our recreational activities, school books, all those is not covered under the child support, like there's so
Yeah,
much more
exactly.
cost. So I know like how terrible that is. I feel like the dad is a and big a-hole, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And he wants to sue her for misusing child support. I think he doesn't know what
I want to
child
smack
support
him.
is. Yeah, like actually, I want to see him sue her so that I can see the court throw out the
Oh,
case.
wait. Misusing child support. So I used the child support to compensate a trustworthy babysitter who ensured our kids is safe when I have to work to raise them while you're not in the picture, other than, making the babysitter actually have to like bring them to the ER.
Yeah, like what? It's so crazy. But yeah, unanimously, she's not the a hole. Her ex
For
husband is
sure.
an a hole.
Mm-hmm. Should I?
Yeah, go on with your next story.
My next story is from key underscore 729. Am I the a-hole for quote unquote ruining my sister's engagement? This one's kind of long. Sit back, everyone. Prepare your popcorn, your chairs. Before I start, I wanted to say that this is probably going to be awkward with pettiest post of the day. Okay. I, 18 male, attended a bowling alley with my sister, 24 female, her girlfriend, 23 female, and two other friends. One's 18 male and the other's 18 female. Too many people for my brain to
Wait,
comprehend.
yeah. Could you summarize that for me again?
OP is 18,
Mm-hmm.
sisters 24,
Mm-hmm.
and they went out with sisters' three other friends.
Mm-hmm.
Two girls, one guy. Okay, I'm not gonna care about their age so much.
Yeah.
For her birthday. It all went well up to the engagement, where 18 male friend, so this is the sister's friend, I guess,
Yeah.
18 male, said, ew, as they kissed.
Who kissed?
My sister, her girlfriend, so I assume she's lesbian?
Okay.
I said nothing because it's not my engagement, but I found it extremely disrespectful, even if it's something he commonly does. There's a time and place, and I don't think an engagement is that.
Wait, hold on. Engage? Did you say it's a birthday party?
It all went well up to engagement. I suppose it got engaged at her birthday party? I know, right? It's
Right?
confusing.
Okay. Continue.
Okay. We were then going to take group photos, but the machine was expensive and my sister opted for a regular phone photo. I'm stood next to the same 18 male friend who decided to purse his lips and put them up to my cheek. I told him not to do that. He stops, and 5 seconds later, he starts again. I repeated, don't do that. For context, I'm currently in a talking stage with another 18 male boy. Oh. Oh my god, it's so confusing. So many 18 males.
You should just give them names.
I'm not good with names. For some reason, my sister absolutely flips out at me for this because, quote unquote, it's just a photo pose. I maintain my stance that I'm in a talking stage. Even without that, I was genuinely uncomfortable. It's not unknown that I'm not the largest fan of this boy either. My sister is then making very loud and harsh comments about how I ruined her engagement because I, quote unquote, can't take a photo. Her girlfriend then defends him, saying, quote unquote, he probably doesn't realize what he was doing. To which I said it was perverted of him, and because he did it twice, it was absolutely intentional. When my sister spoke to this boy, she was very polite to him, but instantly flipped out at me, almost as if talking to his side on his stance. I refused to apologize, saying that her engagement, whilst a special moment, does not supersede my own feelings of being comfortable of who I'm with. I constantly said that she could address the situation at its core, which is that this boy did this intentionally, but she's refusing this stance. This boy and I don't get along. And it's not the first time he's done something like this. Originally, I was going to come, but I did anyways. Oh, I wasn't going to come, but I did anyways. As it's a special moment which is more important to me. Oh my god, I'm getting confused. She then finally pulled the quote unquote, you're supposed to be my brother card, which I responded with, quote, it's always that card until it's time to defend me against your creepy friends, which you've never done. I also reminded her that this same boy ruined her birthday by doing similar. He told
Wait,
me to
OP
get.
is a guy?
Yeah, OP's a guy.
Oh, I thought it's a girl.
OP's a guy.
So the sister's guy friend tried to do a kissy face pose at him
And kiss his cheek.
after saying ew to seeing the sister kiss her girlfriend.
Yeah, and also the OP is gay. OP is in talking
Oh,
phase
okay.
with
OP is gay.
another guy. Yeah. But the thing is,
Ah.
because he's talking to another person, like someone he's interested in, he feels disgusted that this guy just kissed his cheek. So he told him, like, don't do that. But then the guy decided to do it again. So, yeah.
Oh.
Continuing, she told me to get out of her house and not attend the wedding, to which I said, quote, happily. The entire time she paraded and goaded about how this boy apologized instantly. I'm not that person. I hate apologizing in the moment and would rather come back a couple days later when I've replayed the situation and know what I'm apologizing for. She also says the blame is entirely on me. Said photos are now on Facebook where I clearly look uncomfortable. Am I the a hole for saying I don't want this boy's lips on my cheeks whilst I'm in a talking stage? No, absolutely not. You know what? What do you think? Should I summarize it?
No, I got the story. I got the story. But I'm just thinking, like, are you the a hole for wanting, like, your personal space to be respected? No. But
No.
you're in a talking stage. Like, you're not marrying someone. Like, you're not even dating them. Like, that shouldn't be the reason, Like, the reason should be I don't want my personal space disrespected.
You know what? That's true. It's funny. It's like, oh, if I wasn't in a talking stage,
Right. Like,
go
are you
ahead.
okay with it? Like, what? No.
I didn't think of it in that in that perspective.
Like, of course, as the sister, I'm gonna be like, what the hell are you on about? Like, you're in the talking phase. You're not married to the person. You're not dating them. But just be real and say, I don't like the guy and I don't want him to portray it like we're best friends, you know?
Yeah, I feel you're right. I wouldn't give him any statement of being an a-hole for that. I feel like it's just that maybe he's not good at communicating that well. I mean, like,
Yeah,
logically.
and you don't know your friends' you don't know like other people's friendship dynamics, right? Like I have friends that tease me for a lot of things. Like, every time I play Dota with like my friends, they're always like, "Oh, you're gonna feed again, like you're gonna like do terrible again." And like that's our dynamic, but people might see it like as like, "Oh, they're bullying her, or they're not being nice to her." That might be the same thing as her sister's friend. If he was such against like, being gay and stuff, he wouldn't even go out with them. Let alone do a kissy face pose with another guy.
I feel like it's just like, you know how like when you and Carl come back and visit and you guys are all lovey-dovey and sometimes I'm like, get a room.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that ew was kind of like,
Yeah, yeah, it's
ew,
like a
like it's like a
teasing.
endearing ew.
Yeah,
Like,
but maybe
ew, you're kissing.
he already has something against this guy, so he
No, I think he
perceives it
did because
negatively.
somewhere in there he said that he's already don't quite like this guy.
Yeah.
It's funny because he keeps calling the guy or like the he keeps calling this guy and this person he's talking to boy. He's the same age. He's a
Yeah.
boy too.
Yeah.
No, but I think like there's a few things here lah, okay? First of all, I'm not sure what intonation he had, what volume he had when he told the guy don't do that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I I don't know about me and my friends dynamic. I don't know about her and her friends dynamic. But if it were me and I have a brother, okay, be it gay or not gay, it doesn't matter, okay? If I have a friend doing that and my brother say, "Hey, don't do that," and he does it, I would be like, "Hey, let's just not do that, let's just have fun." Like I don't want anyone mood to be sour, like but
Yeah.
she's like, "It's just a pose," It's like at the same time, I understand that the brother will feel like, why do you not care about how I feel about this?
Yeah, I guess he feels dismissed. That's true.
Like, especially when she's like, oh, you're supposed to be my brother, then she's supposed to be the sister. Like, if your brother doesn't feel comfortable with your friend kissing his cheek, don't let your friend kiss his cheek. And she said, quote unquote, according to him, he probably doesn't realize what he's doing. There's no such thing.
Mm-mm.
There's no such thing.
Yeah, you always. Actions have consequences.
Especially when he's done it twice, like OP said. He knows what he's doing. I don't know if he's just like he knows that OP's brother doesn't like him and he's just like he's a playful type that doesn't think of what he's doing that could annoy other people perhaps.
Yeah.
So if I were the sister, I would defend my brother and be like, "Hey, we're just trying to take a picture. Don't do that. I don't want my brother to be upset. I want everyone to be happy."
Yeah. There
So I
must
feel
be
like
like some
I feel like the
sass.
sister should defend the brother a little bit here.
Yeah. There must be like so much sass in that family. You have both
Oh,
kids that are gay.
so much drama.
Yeah. No, no assholes here. Sorry, no a-holes here.
I'm sorry, but I think the sister's a little bit of an a-hole. She, the
Yeah,
fact that she
she should
defend her
have
friend,
his back. Yeah, she's a little bit of an a-hole.
yeah, she defended her friend like illogically too. Like he doesn't know what he's doing. It's just a pose. Like, no, I'm gonna call her an a-hole as a sister to a younger brother. I don't care if my friends are just having fun. I have boundaries, like friends are friends, family is family.
Mm.
You don't I don't want my family to make my friends upset, but I definitely don't want my friends to make my family feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, but I think the sister is a bit of an a-hole, and I think yeah, the brother might need to be a little bit more open-minded here and there, obviously. Like
No, it's
I
not.
think
I don't think it's about.
they've probably been arguing for a while, but not attend the wedding. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't think it's about his open mindedness. It's the way that he explains things. Like, he should say that his personal boundaries was disrespected, not that he's in a talking
Yeah,
phase to
yeah.
someone
Sorry.
else. Like,
Yeah, you're right. Not his open minded. It's just like I think he has to work on his communication.
yeah.
I know. I just feel like I wouldn't be like, fine, I'm not going to your wedding. But at the same time, I'm not in their family. Their family dynamic, it can be very different.
Yeah, but also, like, sister's girlfriend, it's like, are you really going to propose on her birthday? Like, come on, man. Like, that takes away, like, like, it takes away, like, the whole surprise element. Like, don't
There's
you want to
something,
put in more effort?
yeah. So the brother's 18, his
Yeah.
sister's 24, the sister's girlfriend is 23, and the two other friends are both 18, male and female. And someone in the comments say, does anyone think it's weird that the friends are all teenagers beside like
That's
the
what
sister and
that's
sister's
what I was
girlfriend?
thinking. That's what I was thinking. That was exactly what I was thinking. I was like, dude, I was that age 3 years ago. I would not be friends with an 18-year-old.
Right. I feel like at that age, I was like, y'all are too immature for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
kidding.
it's not even just immature. I would feel like a PDF file, even though that there's no
Yeah.
intentions. I'm like, what?
Same,
What
same.
does me and an 18-year-old have in common? It's like nothing.
I'm sorry, but when I was like 23, 24, there was like a guy that confessed to me. He was 18. He was like, I'm off age. But I was like, I'm sorry, no, I feel like a PDF file.
No, no, no. Just because you turned 18 does not make you an adult.
I feel like their mindset and like everything is still very childish. So it is weird that both the sister and the girlfriends are 20 something, and the friends are their friends and not the brother's friend, not OP's friends,
Yeah,
and they're of his
100%.
age. They're OP's
100%.
age. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're
Weird.
18, don't talk to anyone above 20. That's my life advice. Yeah, I'm allowed to give that advice because when I was 18, I was groomed by someone who was like in his 40s, and I gave him $10,000 and I never saw that money again. Story time for another day.
I think you should do a mini episode for that.
Maybe, maybe, now that the trauma has healed, if I ever see this guy on the streets of Melbourne, it's on sight.
You know what? I have a question, and for anyone who reached this part of the video or whatever, you can go to any of our socials or the comments if you're on YouTube and let us know, do you want us to share some of our personal drama and stories that we personally find quite interesting? And then
Yeah.
we'll know if you reach this point. If
Yes.
no one comments, we're still gonna do it.
I'll make a comment myself and I'll pretend I want to
Be
listen to
like,
it.
very interested. Oh my god.
All
We're actually
right.
at the end. That's the end.
Yeah,
That's
well,
it.
thanks for listening to our podcast. I am Misa,
I'm Lynn.
and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Bye bye.
Bye.